Carin Leon fights to end La Onda Festiva despite vocal difficulties. Calling Carin Leon's headline performance at La Onda a letdown may sound harsh, but if you asked the Sonoran singer, he might agree. With an ailing voice and obvious fatigue, Leon took the main stage on Sunday, June 1st, and he performed a closing set that brought more grit than grandeur to the second edition of Wine Country's Latin-focused festival. His delivery, which was constrained, harsh, and occasionally uncomfortably removed from his distinctive resonance, was not as successful as his 18-song set at Bottle Rock Napa Valley the previous week and was far from the vocal force that has catapulted him into the high echelons of Latin music glory. Leon persisted, nevertheless. He told the audience, "I'm going to put heart into it, but there isn't any fire in my voice. A red elixir, tequila? Chloroseptic throat spray, and a banana in between songs were among the improvised medicines used during the nearly 80 minutes of intense work that followed. Tens of thousands of people assembled in front of the La Onda stage were apologized to. Leon was always a professional and never left the stage, even though he ended his act 5 minutes early. However, he was unable to perform well enough. The audience carried the act just as well as he did because they were kind, understanding, and singing along. Highlights were present. The additional rasp in his voice gave his performance of Tennessee Whiskey, which was a reference to the crossover appeal that made him the only artist to perform at both Bottle Rock and La Onda this year, an even more soulful tone. However, rather than highlighting what was effective, the majority of his Sunday offerings served as a reminder of what wasn't. The organizers of La Onda had placed a large wager on Leon. After Grupo Firme abruptly cancelled after being refused entry into the United States, he was promoted to headline La Onda on Sunday, despite already having a banner booking for Bottle Rock the previous weekend. Leon took over the main stage to serve as the evening's anchor, while Tito Doble P, the rising star of Corridos Tumbados, was moved to the Verizon stage. He had a lot of movement and energy, but the field in front of him never filled completely. In actuality, Leon was already burdened by expectations before the festival gates even opened. It's possible that he didn't feel it completely because he was riding high after his successful Bottle Rock performance and the performances he scheduled in Monterrey, Mexico, just a few days before his next performance in Napa. That was the lingering gravity. Not the omitted notes or the grating falsetto tries, but the artist's unwavering determination. He said, "No me voy a Roger," which means, "I'm not going to give up." Leon didn't give the vocal performance master class he has repeatedly shown himself capable of. He did, however, deliver something human. Sunday was one of those evenings when the voice doesn't appear. However, Carin Leon still deserved his moment under the closing lights of La Onda because the heart did.